Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Okay, we are on a quality of life patch. Generally, these are like my favorite because I feel like there's a bunch of stuff that Raid could be doing to just enhance our day-to-day. And it's kind of nice to not be saying, you know, this patch is all about these 5 champions. So we've got some quality of life stuff here. Have they hit it or not? We will find out. There is also a buff to Allil and the Calamitas. I went through those in a separate video. And I think I'll do like a full review now of Allil because I think a decent number of people will actually have him on their account from before. I actually didn't pick him up back in the day, but yeah, they gave him to me on the test server just to try him out. So we're going to give him a run and see if the buffs are what they need to be. So that's going to be quite exciting. Do want to make you aware as well, at Fateless, we're actually doing a fundraising round right now. If you're a high net worth company, a self-certified high net worth individual, or a sophisticated investor and would like more information to be involved in the fundraising round, then please contact me directly and I can give you all of the information you would need.
The primal powers shattered the cosmos. From this cataclysm, a new reality emerged. One where gods and heroes wage endless war. These legends must be conquered and tamed. A new pantheon must be forged and tempered. You will be the hammer.
Yeah, let's jump into the big one. So we have got multi-battles available in the background. There's a ton of caveats here because I've done some testing and initial impression is I'm not impressed. However, we've been told a bunch more stuff after we fed back that we're not that impressed. So you can see here, I ran a multi-battle on Fire Knight. So you can see that's what this blue thing is. Just going to try something actually that I've not tried yet before. Can I set up now multi-battles? No, I have to get the results. This is kind of the problem wrapped up into one thing, is doing the multi-battle does not really free up a lot of time at the moment. So if I want to do a multi-battle here, let's say I want to do 3 runs, start background multi-battle. The cool thing at this point is I'm not locked in to watch that fight. Okay, so I can come out, I can just be like, bam, let's re-gear someone. As long as they're not included in that multi-battle, and you can see there's an icon. This is the little icon here. So you see I cannot change the gear on someone who's currently in a multi-battle. But anyone else, I could go in and just be like, oh yeah, fine. I want to re-gear. I want to do some work to the account. I want to play around with relics. You know, I want to do stuff in the forge. All of that can be done whilst multi-battles are working. So it is a step forward. Okay, but what I would have loved to be able to do is, whilst that multi-battle is running, I'd love to be able to come in and do an arena fight. But I cannot. At the moment, I cannot. Even though I'm not using any of those champions, I would have to stop the multi-battle to do it. I also cannot currently exit the game and let the multi-battle run. I have to stay in-game to do it. I can't do a clan boss run. I would have to stop multi-battle. I can't do Doom Tower. I can't do anything else, right? So currently, the system is a small improvement. Maybe they just want us to do multi-battles and pull shards whilst we're doing it. I don't know. But yeah, currently a small improvement on where we're at. But we have been given a bit of a blurb since we fed this stuff back. So I'll just read through some of this info here. Just a bit more information for you about multi-battle background stuff. So you can see the whole picture and have a bit more details about the future plans. So firstly, the general vision of the feature. First of all, I think it's important to emphasize that this is only the first step towards time reduction optimization. The feature as it is right now is only a beginning. Our ultimate goal is to enable fighting opponents in arena whilst running your multi-battles. But we have a long road ahead in order to achieve this goal. Therefore, the first version, I don't know if that makes any sense, but basically the first version of multi-battles will be introduced gradually so we can live test workload on the server properly. Okay, next thing it says here, which I guess I'll show you something else. Let me in. Okay, let me get running another one. Maybe I'll do it on a quicker fight than that, so we're not messing about. So we're just going to check my gear filter off. So let's do 5 runs here on Spider. Start multi-battle. I think I can... Why can I not see the screen? I can see a screen normally where I can sell stuff from it. Or maybe I can't yet. Okay, I can't yet. I thought I could. I thought I could see gear coming in as it was happening. But at the moment, maybe that's not a thing. Maybe that's what they said for the future. So it says here, as for why you can't sell gear directly from the multi-battle window, the artifacts you will obtain during those runs will be added to your account right away. So I guess it's going into your inventory somewhere. Thus, you will be able to interact with them. You won't be able to interact with them until multi-battles are finished. So use the gear selling filter wisely to keep only the items you find valuable. So I guess they're saying, like, use the upfront filters to make sure that you're only keeping stuff that's valuable to you. But yeah, I mean, it would have been super great. Let's say you've done, I don't know, 15 runs, and you just want to see the gear that's popping up and sell it. I felt like I could see it before. I don't know what's changed, or maybe I'm just going crazy. But yeah, so if I stop multi-battle now, let's end that battle and see this. So I thought I could see this window as it was happening, but maybe I couldn't. And I can't click on this, so I can't click it here to sell it. So even if I want to do a quick, flick through and sell it, that would be obviously much better. Also, if this screen was up whilst the multi-battles were happening, if I wanted it to be, and then, let's say I've gone out I've walked the dogs, I've come back, most of my runs are done, but they're not all done. And I could just use this time to be selling off stuff that was coming in. That would feel a lot better as well. But currently, none of that is possible. And then the last point I say here is, what if my inbox is overflown? Obviously, if your inbox is full and you've got no room for gear and you're kind of overflowing with gear. In order to avoid such situations, we will have a separate pop-up that will give you a heads up that your inbox is full before you start multi-battle, giving you a chance to clear some space. There are some extra cases where your inbox is almost full. The team is working on those as well. Considering the previous feedback you shared in chat, I really hope that this information will help you give some clarity to you guys, basically. So what I would say is, if this was my call at Plarium, I would personally have said, it's not ready. We're not ready to implement this, and it's not the right time to be bringing it in. That's what I would say, because I feel like coming in half measures often leads to frustration. Okay, that's generally what goes down. So, but we are where we are. That's what they're doing. So they're going to be dropping it. It is an improvement, right? It's an improvement because we can run multi-battles and do something else in the game. But the only thing really that you can do is, I guess you can gear champions. You could clean out some artifacts. You could, you can refresh your marketplace. You can check out your clan shop and all that sort of stuff. There is stuff you can do. You could be in the tavern upgrading stuff and all those type of things. So there is stuff you can do, but I don't know if it's really the time-saving stuff. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a slight improvement. But yeah, I do think there's a decent chunk of the way to go to really get the benefit from it. And the main one would be, whilst that multi-battle is running, as long as you're not using the same champs, be able to be in another mode in the game. I think that would be the big win for a time saver. So, as I say, it's an improvement, but it's not the best thing since sliced bread. It's just normal bread. Okay, let's talk about a few of the other quality of life things then. So, I should have called this out first, really. The Bastion is looking funky. I do like it when they do stuff like this. They're preparing for their 6th anniversary in Raid. Okay, so the 6th anniversary is right around the corner. The Bastion is looking super funky. Yeah, love it. I mean, it's an odd place for sheep, isn't it? The sheep are just there. I guess they're trying to bait Drock with Polymorph on the left-hand side there. What else have we got going on? We're getting 100 extra slots added to artifact and accessory storage. Nice. Keep it coming, please. Especially accessory now. Accessory storage is rough because we get so many of the different sets now, and you don't really want to get rid of any of it. You don't want to get rid of any of the extra set stuff. I pretty much don't keep anything that's not legendary or above in normal gear, spider gear now. Just instant sell, because it's just so much more beneficial to put someone in a different type of set. Even on the free-to-play, by the way. Similar vibe. I don't really run Spider, and I don't really have much normal gear because you get a good amount of other stuff. But yeah, extra storage is going to help with that. 100 slots, not a crazy amount more, but it's better than nothing. We have got new arena gear sets, Stone Cleaver and Rebuff. I think I'll do those last. New avatar frames, new relics. We'll do that in a second as well. So this one, Siege clan orders. This one's going to be quite interesting. I can't show you anything in game right now, but basically what they're saying here is just a little something that will make the clan management in Siege more effective. Clan leaders and deputies will be able to set attack flags with high, medium, and low priority. And they will have an option to keep those flags for the next siege as well. I mean, it's a bit weird. Surely the priorities change based on the opponent. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. High, medium, and low priority in terms of where you should be putting your attacks. Something which feels like it's kind of the same, but a better version of this. I don't know if you guys have played Clash of Clans. I played it years back now, so I've not played it for a while. But you used to be able to just put a flag around an objective you were going to hit. So let's say the siege is just starting out, and and by the way, I enjoy Siege. I actually like it as an end game player with a lot of different champs. This is a good mode. I think for anyone who slightly enjoys Arena, has got a decently wide roster, they've actually produced a good mode here, I think. So that's my view anyway. But yeah, so in Clash of Clans, you used to be able to say, well, I'm going to attack this unit, this area. And it might be that that's currently not available to hit because you've got to get through different areas to get there. So for me, that's a better implementation to be able to say, you know what, guys, don't worry about 17. I've got it covered. I've got the lizard team or whatever it is you need to be able to fight in that area. As it is right now, though, this is, again, it's an improvement and they keep improving things. So, we've got to look at the positives there. But I just feel like, yeah, it could just be a little bit more. Right. So let's go through the different new gear sets. We have got 2 new gear sets here. Gear sets, honestly, at this point are just basically becoming champions. Like they have gone so crazy because they have to keep bringing in new cool ones. So what I like with this is they're trying to do the right thing here. That's what I like. So these are going to be gear sets which are rewarded from live arena. And they're seasonal gear sets, which I guess means that the current gear sets can't show you here, in live arena are going to disappear, I guess. But it's a 9-piecer again. So we've got 2 9-piece sets. Stone Cleaver is the first one. So if you've got a 1 to 9-piece set, the main vibe of it is it's going to do more damage to stone skin. I've said this a few times. Stone skin, I mean, it's got to be a considerable amount more damage, right? It's got to be such a high amount more damage because stone skin is such a big damage repellent. Yeah, if you've got stone skin on, does it actually tell us how much of the hit it removes? No, I'm sure there must be more info on that somewhere. I knew it was in game somewhere. It's a mission to find this sort of info. So Stone Skin. Stone Skin buff removes all debuffs from the recipient and makes them immune to debuffs except bombs and burns. It also decreases all damage received by 85%. That's what I was looking for. So 85% reduction in damage before we start to get a set like this one coming in. So bombs are the way to deal with it, and obviously it's a 50-50 whether you can rip it off. So it's quite an annoying set. It's definitely a set that needs to be able to be dealt with. So let's see if this new one does it. So this set is up to a 9-piece again. At 4 pieces, you get an extra 30% damage to Stone Skin Shield. So again, think about it. You're doing, let's say you would normally do 100k. That reduces down to 15k, I think. So are they saying that your 100k starts off being 130k and then the 85% reduction comes in after? Because if that's the case, you're not really getting much extra damage. If, though, you're instead of having an 85% damage reduction, it's a 55, then this set makes some sense, right? So it really depends how they've done the math. If you go to 6 pieces of this set, you get ignore defense of 20%. So you get an attack, crit damage, speed, damage to stone skin shield. Attack again, ignore defense. And then the last few are speed, crit damage, and then 9 pieces gives you 70% extra damage to stone skin shield. So again, we take that same scenario. If you were doing 100k damage, stone skin reduces it to 15k. If they change it so that you do 170k instead of 100k, and then the stone skin reduces it to like, what, 25k or something, that's still not good. But if it is stone skin, instead of reducing the damage by 15%, 85%, it's now going to reduce it down to 15%, then suddenly this is top tier. So it depends how they've done the math. But yeah, and one way the set is irrelevant and one way the set is OP. So it's very difficult to know at this point. And we've got no way of testing it in game on the test server right now. The second set, a rebirth set and accessories. Again, it's a 9-piece set. This one is crazy bonkers. So, oh, what's going on in this one? So this one is based around giving turn meter to allies revived by this champion, giving block damage on the wearer, decreasing the cooldown of skills. Like I said, this is basically a champion in a set, which is kind of nuts. So what do you do? You get 1 piece resistance, 2 is more speed, 3 is more resistance. You then get 4 where you get HP, 10% turn meter to allies revived by this champ, 5 more speed, 6 you put block damage on the wearer for 1 turn when an ally is killed by an enemy. So places block damage on the wearer, who ultimately is going to be a reviver, when an ally is killed, so that you've got a chance to get that revive back. Then you get more resistance, more speed, and then the last piece here is decreases the cooldown of any revived ally skills, all skills, by 1 turn. That's a crazy set. That's definitely a crazy set. So yeah, I mean, obviously it's meant to be, both of these sets, which I like, are meant to be arena sets. It's a bit like in World of Warcraft, where you used to get those gladiator sets, which were heavily focused on arena. I do like that. I like that you do more arena to get arena sets to make you better at the arena. Like, that makes sense. So I do like that vibe to it. Okay, so I think the last thing to go through then is the new relics that are coming in. And again, yeah, I talked about this in the free-to-play series. Like, I am strong in the free-to-play series fast. Yeah, I'm smashing anything I've done in the past by a long way. So, and this is one of the ways that I've got so strong. So these are all ones that have been in, and this is a new set here. It's a live arena set of relics now, which I guess you just get those relics for beating up arena. We don't 100% know right now, but it'll just be new arena bonuses to enable you to be able to pull these. Let's start rares up. First one, Druff of Ire. Wearer deals 5% more damage using their default skill when all other skills are on cooldown. You get a bunch of HP, attack, and accuracy there. Second one, Royal Digit. Wearer has 20% chance to decrease incoming damage by 10%. And obviously, these scale up as well, so that's actually more like, 40% if it was fully maxed. It's not that easy to fully max them at the moment, but I guess it will be before too long. More damage mainly for the substats here. Right then, so we've got Moon Death Orchid here, one of the epics. So it's got attack, HP, and speed. Wearer deals pure damage equal to 20% of their attack to enemies. What does that go up to? 20% goes up. Whoa, goes up a lot here. 50 goes up to 100%. So you could do pure damage worth 100% of your attack. This damage cannot be a crit, so it's just going to be. No, let me just read this again. Wearer deals pure damage equal to 20% of your attack to enemies that resist debuffs from the wearer. Oh, man, that's a complex one, but it can't be a crit. So let's take Trunder. Trunder's a great example of someone who is built to never debuff, and therefore all of her debuffs you want resisted. If you used her in arena still, I don't know if people ever do anymore, but if you did, then you'd be doing something like 7k of extra pure damage to an enemy. Is that per resisted debuff? Hold on, let me just think about this. Wearer deals pure damage equal to 20% of their attack to enemies that resist debuffs from the wearer. I mean, that could be crazy, honestly. So if you do get it right the way up, I think you need it right the way up, which is hard to do. but you get 100% damage. Let's say you've got someone like a Calvalax that you build with 0 accuracy, and he's throwing out like 4 poisons to everybody before the round starts. Could you be doing something like, I mean, what, 28k pure damage to everyone? It's a weird one. It's a weird one, but it's kind of interesting. The epic one here, again, it's damage stats with some accuracy in the mix as well. Wearer will ignore 2% of the target's defense for each poison on the target. So you can go up to 4, 6, 8% more defense ignoring. Pretty interesting, actually. Someone like a Calvalax might enjoy that. Who else we got here? Axe Serpentis, one of the legendary ones. HP, crit damage, and attack. Whereas single target attacks deal 5% more damage for each exposed neck present in the battle. So this is straight up a Hydra piece. Weird that you get that from Live Arena though, right? But yeah. 5% more damage for each exposed neck. So you could go up to 20% more damage, and actually another 10 here. So it could be up to 60% more damage on an exposed neck. Harp of Caspiel. So what we've got here, whereas turn meter fills by 5%, but actually could be up to 15. Each time they use a skill that doesn't deal damage. So basically every time you buff, you could get a 15% turn meter fill. It's kind of bonkers. Okay, and then we go on to the mythical ones. Obviously really hard to get, but attack, speed, and HP here. Whereas attacks will always be crits, but the wearer receives 200% more damage, which reduces to 100% more damage. Always crits. Oh my lord, that is actually crazy. Like, just trying to understand the amount of extra stats you get for damage if you don't have to build any crits. That is bonkers, with 4 slots as well. Crazy stuff. Okay, and then last one here. HP, speed, and defense. This feels like more like a support type one. Fully resets the cooldowns of the wearer's skills whenever their HP drops below 15% on a 3-turn cooldown. But you can pump it up to be 20, 30, 40. So you can pump it up to be when they drop below 40%. You get a full reset of all of your skills. Man, these relics are off the charts bonkers right now. So there you go, guys. Quality of life patch. What do you think of it? Is there anything that you think absolutely nailed it, Raid? And if you were going to do things slightly differently, let me know what they would have been down below. I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you soon.